Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and today, as you can tell from the title, we have a book series review for you. Now, this series affected me on so many levels. The series we will be reviewing today is the Folk of Faerie series by Holly Black, and it is actually a trilogy of The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King and The Queen of Nothing. I think The Queen of Nothing came out late last year, about November time, and that signified the end of the trilogy. Yeah, if you want to know my thoughts on this series, then just keep on watching. Okay, so before we get on with the review, I just wanted to let you know there is also a written review live on my website, my blog, whatever you want to call it. The link is in the description, and I'll just leave a little cheeky, you know. You may or may not already know, but the Folk of Faerie series is a YA fantasy series by Holly Black. It is a first person narrative, and that narrative is only from one person, which is Jude. I would like to say her surname, but no clue how you pronounce it, but it is from Jude. I'll leave a little, description here. But yeah, so it follows her and the story of her and her three sisters surviving in Faerie after they are taken from the mortal world. So this series is definitely one for those who love a bit of YA fantasy. It is filled with the magic, the loss, the betrayal, the mystery, the thrill, just all of that sort of thing that you associate with really hardcore YA fantasy in a world where there's humans living among fairies. And if you don't really know a lot about fairies, these ones that kind of Holly Black has chosen to divulge into are very similar to the ones from the world of the Shadowhunters and Cassandra Clare's novels, so their fairy worlds are really similar. And this one focuses on a realm of fairy called Elfheim, and I never used to be one that preferred third person narratives over first, but I think I do, because while this is just from Jude, I feel like it really limit the extent and the freedom that Holly could have had to play around with things and tease the reader and such. But as the reader, you're just exclusively known to what Jude knows. That's all you do, that's all you see, that's it. It's annoying because I always want more. I want to know, in this scene, what was Cardan thinking? In this scene, what was her sister thinking? What was her dad thinking? I just like it when it's third person or it's interchanging POV, but each of their own. In using the first person point of view, it does mean that the reader only knows exclusively what Jude knows, and thus we are left in suspense. We are also felt betrayed, all of that. We're also side blinded at the same time that she is. We are just as clueless as she is. Now, the attention to detail is incredible. You can tell that there's been so much research and so much effort been really put into creating this world, and it just makes it come alive a lot more. Now, kind of talking briefly over each novel in the trilogy, The Cruel Prince, I think, was really essential in doing the groundwork for telling the reader who's who, how the family dynamics work, really laying the basis, the storyline for what is to come. The beginning of this was abrupt, you did not expect it, and because of that I was so excited to see what the rest of the story kind of foretold, because I just remember reading it and thinking, right, if this has just happened now, what is going to happen in about 50 pages time? Now, the second one, The Wicked King, I felt as if it was a bit of a filler for me. Even though it had a plot, I feel like it was more Holly Black exploring more into the characters and what's going on with them following the aftermath of the first book. While it wasn't boring, I was just a bit wanting something to happen, and because of that it was a bit slower. It wasn't pushed forward as intensely and as urgently as the other two novels were. This one kind of took its own course, and I guess if you've read the second one you'll know what I mean when I say this. So the way that it's really slow and really kind of takes its time to build up, it could be a representation of how Jude's life is at that moment. So her life is quite slow, it's quite neutral, it's quite kind of safe at the moment, and because of that the novel itself is quite slow, quite safe, but there's always that underlying feeling that something is going to happen, something's going to ruin the piece, something's just going to interrupt. I did think this was a really good one for the development of Jude and Cardan's relationship, and also the relationship that Jude has with her sisters. Okay, so the last one in the trilogy, The Queen of Nothing, it was great. It was so good. It was the ending and the final book that I think I really liked. I don't know about you guys or anyone else that's read it, but I thought it was really good. Again, the beginning was a bit dull, but that was merely because of Jude's situation, because it's her narrative when she's kind of not doing anything or her life's put on hold. I feel like the novel kind of suffers a little bit for it because it's just really limited. And I also really would have loved to know what was going on in Faerie when she wasn't a main part of it. Like, that would have been amazing. But as soon as this one picked up, real page turner. Like, I could have got page burn because of how quick I was moving those pages on my fingers. I finished it in a day, this one, and I just remember sitting, it was Easter weekend, I was just sitting in the sun, reading the book, and I just didn't know what to do with myself after it finished. It was intense, but I was really happy with the ending. It's one of those really cheesy, cliche, happy endings you don't really want to happen because you want to be left in suspense, but you also really want it to happen because the characters deserve it. So yeah. Now going on to some other characters. Jude and Cardan. I love them. They're beautiful. They're amazing. They're really predictable, but I'm okay with their predictability. I don't know why. Normally I don't like it when characters are predictable, but I'm okay with these two. Like, from the beginning, right at the beginning in The Cruel Prince, when he's absolutely awful to her, you just know what's gonna happen. You just know. But also, I think it's really interesting how Holly Black made them as each other's mirrors. So they reflect each other's hardship, they reflect each other's distrust, strength, weaknesses. That's why as a pair they're so destructive and they're so frustrating. They are the stereotypical I've been hurt YA characters, and they're all kind of closed off and moody. They are really kind of cliche, but I like them. Do you know, I am just a bit of a sucker for a cliche sometimes, so yeah, I really liked those two. Someone, in particular Taryn, which is Jude's human twin sister, I just didn't get on with her. I don't know what it is, but just from the beginning, while Jude was wanting to make a name for herself, she was a really strong individual, Taryn was kind of really passive and wanting to blend into Faerie and wanting to be accepted by the people and the court, and I think that sort of need for acceptance is what really grated on me. No, don't get me wrong, Jude also has that quality too, but hers is a more, I'm gonna be a badass warrior and then you'll accept me, whereas Taryn's a bit more, I'm gonna wear all these pretty flowers and, you know, take all your mannerisms and your customs in and then you'll accept me. So yeah, I don't know, something about her really grated on me, and I just think she was a little bit pathetic. She just didn't have her priorities straight until the last minute, and even then sometimes it's too little too late, you know? Okay, so if I've moved, it's because my camera's battery died. That happens a lot. I need to be more prepared. So yeah, if I've moved, apologies, it just died. Overall, I just really love this trilogy. It just fed my YA soul. Everything that I needed was in it. It's super cringy and super cliche, but still full of action, full of drama, full of betrayal. Like, half of the schemes that get put together in this, oh my god, I would not have the brain power for it. So it is something that does keep you on your toes because you just can't predict what any of the characters will do, and when you think you've predicted it, Holly Black just swoops right in and shows you that you were wrong. So that's what I really love. It's one that got me really excited. So that was my review of the Folk of Air series by Holly Black. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, all of the good stuff down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I know I have to put the books back. Yeah, the series will be... Oh my god. Please tell me.
TV programs. The Real Housewives of New York City, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, The Blacklist, RuPaul's Drag Race. Do you want to hear the next 5 programs?
No. They're just so amazing.